How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the channel. I have another interview today. This is Elijah. I'm super excited for this interview. He brings another unique point of view from someone who is an international player right now and working towards becoming a professional. I'm just super excited for him to give his point of view of what it was like in the program from someone who was truly doing remote training from somewhere very far away. And without further ado, Elijah, take it away, man.
Hey, what's up, guys? I'm Elijah Morales. I'm currently here in Nicaragua playing baseball here, pursuing a pro career. And yeah, just here training and in the program, giving it my all and just constantly working to get better every single day.
That's awesome, man. And Elijah, tell them where you're from as well, because I think it's also great to note that you were the first full international player in the Backstop Built program.
I'm from Toronto, Canada, born and raised. My dad's Nicaraguan and my mom's also Colombian, but I'm here playing here in Nicaragua. I got the opportunity. It's been a blessing. Thanks to the Lord. But yeah, I'm here playing in Nicaragua.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm really excited for this interview today. Elijah is a Christian athlete. He is someone who, has motivated me to grow in my faith, allowed me to lead him to a higher standard, not just on the baseball field, but spiritually as well. And I absolutely loved it. So we're going to start off with the first question today. Let's talk about where you were before you got into the program as a catcher in your career and just in general.
To start off, I was just a regular catcher playing travel ball in Canada. I was struggling a lot with receiving and blocking mostly. I always had a good arm, I would say, but my blocking and my receiving really was the thing that I was struggling on at that time. And yeah, like it was a lot of struggles, a lot of pass balls, and it honestly not only was mentally tough on me, but also for my team and like my pitchers and stuff. So it was just, good that I got into the program and I, looked for help, which was the main important thing that,
100%. I mean, one of the biggest things I look for when working for a player or working with a player is submission. Like, can you admit that you need help and are you ready to go forward with that help? So let's talk about, what were those things specifically you needed to work on in some of your catching categories was not allowing you to be the best version of yourself as an elite catcher?
So for the blocking, mostly was not keeping my glove down fully. That was a main thing. Like I would just hop and then block. And I was also, when I did get into the program, I sent videos over and just little adjustments that like just were such a big difference. Like I remember like I would start so high and like get low, but like I would like you told me like stay like in the middle of that, like not to get too high and just keeping my glove down. Like I was always like someone who like as soon as I would go down, keep the glove up, and then everything would just go through me all the time. And then the receiving, like I was not a good receiver at all. Like I was terrible at it. Geez, but yeah, like it was just that time and moment. Like I knew that I had to take action into what I wanted to do, and like thankfully I did. Thankfully I found you on Instagram, and like it was a great opportunity to just work with you and everything. But yeah.
I love that, man. No, I appreciate that as well. Just going a little bit further into those adjustments, what adjustments did you and I make specifically, and like what would you say our plan of attack was in order to, transform each of those skills?
So for the blocking, I know we worked on my positioning first. Like I was starting way too high. That was the main problem I had. And then another one was, keeping the glove down and like moving with the glove. That was the main thing as well, especially going from lateral movements. Receiving wise, it was, keeping the glove down and then working up and trying to just create the right timing and also position yourself accordingly to where the pitch is going to be thrown.
Yeah, so I mean that's exactly it from my point of view. If it sounds simple, that's because it is, and there are a lot of tweaks, but the biggest part is him having access to me so I can evaluate that and make sure that we're making the right tweaks so we can go forward. And that's exactly what I believe you did here, Elijah, and that's why it's so awesome to see your progress and just where you are now. So let's talk about what results you achieved inside the program. You could talk generally or even just specifically in those categories of where you are now.
Yeah, so before I joined the program, I did have this opportunity, coming to Nicaragua. But I knew that if I wanted to get down there and just be an absolute dog, I knew I had to do something about it. I knew I had to change these little things that, wasn't making me an elite catcher, which I wanted to be. So once I did join the program, I started working, blocking the first month, and then it was, throwing down and then receiving like all those 3 months. And then when I did come to Nicaragua, I was, ready to go. I knew that not only physically, but mentally, I knew I was ready because I knew that I put in so much work in through the receiving and through the whole program that I was ready to go. And then when I did come out here, like I completely shined, but I'm currently like in a good stage with how coaches are looking at me right now and getting looks between teams and also hopefully pro teams here in Nicaragua because even here, like you never know who's watching because there's always scouts here coming and looking for new talent. So I'm hopefully looking forward to, just blowing somebody's mind away with how I play and not only with how I play, but my leadership on the field and how I motivate my team.
Yeah. And I mean, one of the things I noticed from you in your journey when you got down there and when you're sending me like videos of you at practice and all that your updates, like I feel like you were making a name for yourself right away and you were looking really, really good. So just to see that our plan was, you had this amount of time before you had to go down there. You wanted to do something in that time to train and set yourself up, and to see that come full circle of you're down there and honestly even shocking me, like I was like, dude, this guy looks like he is on that wavelength of that, professional level, which is just awesome. And being a professional, we could talk about that for a second. Like, it's not even necessarily what you do physically. And I learned this around some pretty high level baseball guys and big leaguers. It's like, it's how you go about your work and your daily plan. And I think you've proved that, it's the maturity and how you view yourself and how you attack things and what your training looks like. It looked like you went down there and hit the ground running right away. And that's going to set you up going forward. So good job on that, man. Seriously.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, so let's talk about, what it's like inside the program, day to day, things like that, evaluation, anything from your point of view that like stuck out. And just, for anyone watching this who has no clue what it's like to work with me, what would you say your experiences is like inside the program?
Honestly, it's been great. It's been a blessing. Like I know when I first joined the program, I know that like the best thing about me and you is that I felt like we just had a connection and like I felt like I had trust with you, to take this career to another level. And I felt like that's what we had between us and I feel like you make it very easy for someone to, to join the program and, gain that connection with that person and gain that trust. So right away, like I felt like I can trust you, especially with like how I carried myself and my training and everything. And yeah, and overall in the program, it's been very, very good. Like I'm able to text you and when I need like to tweak something in my stance or in my blocking or receiving and like having the drills and having everything like just right there in front of me, to just do every day and having not only that but the extra motivation that you give. And another beneficial thing that I loved was the group calls. Like I'm a huge fan of the group calls. Not only are they good where I get to learn from other players and how they carry themselves and what they do day to day, but also like Bible study somewhat. Like, we have a little word and we have a not only is it physical, but mentally, we do a lot of like mental stuff with catching and how you carry yourself and everything like that. Like it's just been great in the program.
That's awesome, man. And I just appreciate your honesty. I try and like make it to where I'm giving you too many resources. And especially like a guy like Elijah in this program is someone who I'm looking to work with is like who wants that sauce. And I'm just going to feed it to you, and it's like going forward, are you ready to be a sponge and just open up and totally absorb what I'm saying and want it? And man, that's something I saw from you each day, especially when you're on the group calls. I could see how attentive you were. And that just gave me so much like motivation as a coach as well of like, okay, this kid is for sure listening. Even if the other five were falling asleep, it doesn't matter. At least there's one. I'm not saying that's the case, but it's just awesome to see that. And you going forward as a leader too, a young leader in a setting where there's a lot of guys older than you. So that's great. Next question would be, who is this program for? What type of player do you think would get the best results from this program? If you had to think of like an ideal avatar of like a player looking to improve.
I would say this program is for someone who wants to take their baseball or like their catching to another level, man. If you want to be a dog on the field, I highly suggest to join the program. Not only on the field, but off the field. And you're just also like just to be a great teammate all around. Like it's a great program. I highly suggest it. And like if you're trying to grow as a person, grow in your faith, man, this is the right program for you. Yeah.
That's great, man. That's great. Yeah. I mean, that's the exact player I'm trying to work with. So if you're watching this and that's you, absolutely book a call with me so we can chat because I love working with high level kids and helping them out. Now, who is this program not for?
This program is not for anybody that doesn't want to put in the work. Because let me tell you, like the drills and stuff, man, if you're not doing them every day, man, you're going to know. And like, it's honestly, you don't want to just waste your time and not put in the extra work because everything's there for you, man. Like the drills, the calls, the mobility stuff, everything's there. The resources is all there. And you just have to, put in the work yourself. So if you want to be that high level catcher that you want to be, then you have to show it.
I love that, man. Yeah. Now, would you recommend this program to somebody else? Like maybe somebody a buddy who needs to improve their catching, or just anyone who reached out and said, Elijah, hey, how was this program? Would you recommend it to them?
100%. 100%. It's been a great resource working with you, even though I know like we're far away from each other, but like I feel like, we're close like that. Like, I'm able to talk to you, you're able to talk to me, and we're able to work things out with how I need to carry myself and how I need to work harder and giving me that extra motivation. So if I had like a teammate here or like something that they want to, take their catching to another level, I would highly recommend this program to, just be a dog, man.
Yeah. Yeah. I love how you keep talking about the bond, dude. I fully felt that as well. I'm so glad we were able to work together, man. It's awesome. And it's just fun working with you. It's a great time, especially with like seeing your results. And that's not even like the main part. The main part is like who you are as a person. You're a great kid, how you want to grow in your faith. I led a Bible study for my teammates, and I think that's something that you said you might feel called to do. So kind of even just us talking about that. So just things out of that. And yeah, like, dude, you're from Canada and you are living in Nicaragua. Like I I can't, like, we're so far away from each other and you're getting results. And that's just awesome that like we're in that day of age to where you could take advantage of that, and you did. And the sad part is there's so many players out there that won't, and they're skeptical and they feel like it might not work. And that's exactly why I do these interviews, to push you over the ledge, to tell you like, hey, this stuff is legit. And a guy like Elijah, who literally just reached out to me on Instagram, got on a call with me, and then invested in his career, was able to do that. So it's that simple. Let's kind of talk about remote training. Let's start here. What beliefs did you have about online training before working with me? Did you have any limiting beliefs or hesitations?
At first, yeah, because I've never heard of remote training or never even seen it before. So I was so like worried about, investing into something that like wasn't gonna work. But, once I did hop on the Zoom call and like I seen everything was certain, like I'm like, you know what, like this may be a better than, physical training. Cause like in Canada, you're paying so much money to go once a week, twice a week, and you're doing it for an hour and that's it. But like here, like you have the drills right in front of you, you can do them every day, and everything's there, and you have the resources. You can talk, like I can talk to you, you can talk to me, and it's quick, So honestly, I really was a little skeptical about the remote training, but now, man, I'm team remote.
Yeah, dude, no, that's awesome. And that, like, so many are in that same boat, especially guys on the program. And when I ask them this question in the interview, they're always like, dude, I was very skeptical. And it's like, you should be. This is something new. And I'm telling you that it's going to get you crazy results. You should think about that. And I would too if I were in your shoes. I'd be like, this sounds way too good. But that's why there's an investment. And that's why it definitely comes with the cost, financially and your time. But now, would you say that it was worth it after going through the investment, seeing, what you had to invest? And would you say that that was something that was worth it to you?
100%, 100%. Joining the program and doing remote was so worth it. Like the working and the drills and everything, just having everything like right in front of me, being able to work hard and do everything on a day-to-day basis was such a beneficial thing in my career that I've seen such improvement on.
Have you worked with an in-person coach before, did you say? A catching coach?
Never. I never have.
Really? And why was that?
One, I never actually found like a good catching coach that I can work with. Yeah, like that was the main thing. Like there was not a lot of catching coaches that I can go, and reach out to like that.
That's super unique. So like, and that's exactly why I want, someone to hear this right now, is like, you don't have to just be at the expense of whoever is in your local area. Because what if that guy's not that good of a catching coach and he's charging a lot? And usually when you work with an in-person coach, it's only once a week, and that's only 1 hour a week, and they're charging you a decent amount. So that's why, when you compare that to you and I being able to work each day and go forward, and you have your, custom plan, which is the first pillar of my program. The second one is that evaluation. Third one is a community. And then fourth is going to be the group calls. Like, you're getting far more value than you ever would with an in-person coach.
Yeah, 100%.
So what are your last words, I guess, if you had to say in-person versus remote?
100% remote training is the way, especially if you're trying to, work every day, and especially if you don't have access to go to someone every day, or you don't know a coach like I did. Like, I never worked with a catching coach, and I was just going off of my own knowledge. And I remember when we did meet, I told you, like, everything, all the stuff I know right now are just off of Instagram reels and like YouTube, and that's what I was training off of. But now when I joined the program, like, you showed me everything in, yeah, in deep sense, like how everything is supposed to be and how you're supposed to do this and this and that. Yeah, like, remote is 100% the way. And I feel like, yeah.
Dude, good for you for totally just like figuring it out on your own. That is awesome up until that point. But do you agree, like, you can only get so far doing things on your own on Instagram without having that guide or coach at some point?
Oh yeah, the hundred. You told me that exact same thing when we did have our first call. Was like, if you go this whole way by yourself, just going on reels and stuff, you're not gonna see major improvements, especially in your day to day training and stuff. And thankfully now, after seeing the last few months that I've been in the program, it's been like a huge improvement in not only how I play but mentally, like how I know the game.
Now I have to ask, what would you say to anyone on the fence right now? Maybe someone watching this, maybe someone who's been seeing my content and they just aren't fully sold on, I want to work with this guy. I don't know if it's going to work with me. What would you say to them?
I would say, man, if you're really trying to be a high level catcher and just make it to the next level, if that's college or if that's pro, or if you want to even make varsity, man, this is the way. Brock is a great guy. Like, not only is he an amazing guy, but he just gives you that extra motivation, and like, you gain that connection with him, and like, it's just so beneficial to working with someone that you're gonna trust.
Yeah, I mean, I appreciate that, man. Like, a lot. That stuff means a lot to me when players say that. And that's a huge motivator for anyone who doesn't understand my story with this business. And what I started is I want to serve every catcher and I want to truly help them. I feel like God put this on my heart to help as many catchers who were in the same exact situation I was. Like, I struggled with all these same things that you guys did, and I had to figure out on my own. And I didn't end up having that coach, which still bothers me. Like, out of spite, I want to be that coach that I wish I had, like 100%. Real quick before we wrap up, Elijah, I just wanted to ask you, I've stayed in contact with your dad, which is awesome, and your family. Like, what have they told you from their point of view after you being in here? Are they satisfied with the results you've seen and things like that? And just kind of your overall vibe on the field now that you have that confidence?
Yeah, 100%. I remember my dad, I think it was the first month of us in the program. It was the tournament I had. It was the qualifiers to go to nationals, and I was catching the whole tournament, and like, my dad was like, "Holy man, you're catching like a beast now. Like, you're blocking balls. Like, I had no pass balls and everything." And I'm like, "Dude, I'm telling you, it's the program. Like, it's been so." And it was only the first month. It was only blocking. That's all I was at that point. It was only blocking, and he was like, "Dude, there's a huge difference right here." And I'm like, "I'm telling you, these drills have been helping me, and just being with Brock and talking things out, and these small little tweaks in my stance and stuff, and my glove, and keeping the glove down, like, these little things, but man, they're so beneficial. Like, the little things matter, man."
Man, I appreciate that. And that's not even me. That's like you just putting in the work and being guided the right way. If I wanted to take credit, say it was my drills, my evaluation, whatever, but like, man, that's just you committing to something and going forward. And I just had the pleasure to guide you in that way. So thank you. I appreciate the kind words for sure. I'm just happy that, your parents are satisfied with your results too, because for a lot of people watching this, like, I totally understand your parents want to make sure that they're investing in something that's going to work. So that's why I try my hardest to work hard and make sure that you guys are going to get results that you deserve and that you want. That's awesome, man. I appreciate that. Last question is just going to be anything else you want to say. Open this up for any last words going forward. Anything else you feel called to say on your heart?
Yeah, like, I would say, like, if you're an athlete, just, not certain about joining the program, I think it's a no brainer. Not only is it good for you, like, catching wise, but man, I feel like just Brock is just able, to talk spiritually to you, and, just give you that extra motivation, and also, like, the whole thing with Christ and everything like that. That's been a really big thing with me and you, is that, like, even with my dad, like I was telling him, man, like I just got off of a call with Brock, and like we had like a Bible study. Like it was the best. Like I told him about it. He was like, dude, that's amazing. I'm like, yeah, like it was just so beneficial. And like I felt so relieved that, like, I'm able to talk baseball, but also able to talk, about Christ and, reading the Bible and stuff. So yeah, like if you're an athlete and a Christian athlete, it doesn't even matter, man. It's so good to just work with Brock and, just working every day, and he's going to give you that motivation, and most importantly he's going to be there for you wherever you are in your career.
Dude, yeah, I appreciate that. And like I said, it just goes a lot deeper than baseball. I had mental struggles too. I had, identity issues of just being a baseball player, things like that. So I'd love to help players as much as I can mentally. And that is for sure the best way to do it. So if that's all you got, man, I appreciate it. I guess we'll go into where you guys can find me. So I post on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. They're all at Backstop Built. And that is where, a guy like Elijah was able to just find me on the internet and reach out to me and send me a message. And then the next step we were able to do was get on a call with him and his parents so I can show him everything. Open book, show him the whole program, see if it's a good fit. In order for you to do that, I am going to put my booking link in the description of this video. Okay. So then you can go ahead and click it, schedule a call. We can get on there and go over everything. That call is completely free. It's just to see if you're going to be a good fit, how I can help you, and things like that. So don't be shy. If you would like, go ahead and book that call with the link below. That's exactly what Elijah did in his situation. Now, I just want to end by saying, Elijah, thank you so much. From someone like me as a coach who is trying to lead players spiritually, physically, mentally, like you were someone that I appreciated all your feedback in, that you were able to, just listen and be mature and honestly just do your work. Like just every single day I see that Elijah finishes drills. He did that, and that's what a professional needs to do. And I think going forward, especially with this huge opportunity you have now, and how you're trying to make the actual professional team at such a young age, that's just awesome. You are someone who is very unique in the program, my first international guy in the program, and that's just amazing. So thank you again. You taught me a lot. I'm praying for you in your journey. I know God has so many blessings for you that, we just have to pray and ask and be ready to receive that. And I believe that, hopefully I was able to help answer some of those prayers of working together with you and just be that vessel. So Elijah, thank you, man. And yeah, that's all I got.
Yeah, thank you, man. It's been a blessing working with you, and yeah, thank you for everything with the program, and just reaching out, man. It's been great.
Absolutely, brother. Thank you guys for watching. We both appreciate it. I know it takes time. And again, if you're on the fence right now, there's no pressure. There's nothing like that. This is something that if it's scary, that's good, because it's probably something that's going to work. So thank you for tuning in and watching.